Hey guys. Um, wow. We're on another week, week 8. So you're almost finished, or you're going to be finishing up your second project today. That's crazy. Um, so let's see where I want to start with this. One interesting piece of news I'll give you guys is that um, my family, we're going to be moving to Utah at the end of this month. So yeah, at the end of this month, my life is going to be crazy, but that's okay. It happens sometimes. So I understand what you guys are going through when you have crazy things happen in your life during a semester. We all just have to kind of do our best and get through all the work, right? Another thing is just so you guys know, my wife's due date for our third son is this Thursday. So we'll see what happens. There might be a time where I kind of don't respond very much for a day or two, okay? But I will do my best to still try to get on and respond once a day, every day with email, and look at the discussion board in iLearn for questions and Facebook and stuff, okay? But just so you guys know, if I'm not really responding to text, calls, stuff like that, that it might be the reason why, okay? But if I can, I'll try to let you guys know as soon as that's happening, as soon as I can, okay? So real quick, so let's just kind of go through a couple things for this week. So I've graded all of your projects. One of the biggest things that I would recommend for all of you is that you send me a draft. So I don't know if I wasn't, if maybe any of you were confused last time or not. Please email a copy of your draft to me, and I will send you a little video feedback on what you could do to improve it. Okay. Um, I think last time I was saying, oh, like make some changes, then send it to me. Just send it to me. If that's harder, if it's harder, you feel like you don't have time to make those changes, just send me one as soon as you can, and I will give you some feedback. And then you can do it, more than once, even if you want. I really want to give you guys feedback. I gave a lot more feedback this time on design than I probably will in the future on your projects, because I would rather give you lots of feedback and spend the time on that beforehand, and then just give you, a small amount of feedback in your final grade, because at that point there's not a lot changes you're going to make, right? So I want to give you that feedback up front in a more personal way, right, through like a little video, where I can actually look at your project and be pointing things out to you. So please email one to me and I will send it back so you can make those changes, because remember, 30% of your grade is on that design. And you know if you want to get, if you just do a good job, great, but that's not, design wise, that's where it really becomes key. And this is a little bit of a harder project with an icon. So I really would love to see all of yours, so I can give you all feedback and you can get the best grade possible and make the best changes possible. This is new for a lot of you, right? Again, my job as the instructor is to be there to help you, right? To help you through the course. I didn't design the course. I can't change the requirements. I can't change the projects, but I can assist you so you can be successful. That's my job, is to help you succeed. So if you want some help, email me your draft. Okay. So I'm going to encourage you guys to do that. I will make a little draft video, and I'll try to keep this one really short, where I just give some common feedback and show you a couple examples and tell you what's really good about them, and even some of the things they could change. So I'm going to make a little video like that still, but please just come get feedback from me by emailing me a copy of your draft. I don't do feedback to just everyone who posts there, because I want to spend the time on helping those who really want the help. So if you want help, you got to take the initiative to email a copy to me, right? So my email is, on the announcements at the bottom, as well as in the instructor page in iLearn, right? I think is it shirtlifa at byui.edu? I'm not sure, but you guys get emails from me with it on there too. So please email a copy to me. Sorry, I don't know my email. I use my other one more. Okay, other things. So just make sure. So when you guys are doing your critique report, one of the things I want to make sure is very clear. Your critique, you're supposed to go on and give feedback or respond to questions Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Those are the 3 days, okay, that you're being graded on, is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Posting on Saturday is not a participation, okay? If you post on Saturday, that's great. That doesn't count as one of the 3 days. So you won't get points for that when I'm grading this next time. But make sure you're coming on. And so, like, if you post remember you have to do a draw over. If you post a draw over, you get points for that. And you need to comment on 2 people's at least. I really recommend trying to go for 3, and make sure that everyone gets feedback from 2 people. I had a student who gave a lot of feedback last time, who only got one person giving them feedback. let's do a little better. Especially if somebody gives you feedback, go check out theirs. Make sure they got feedback, okay? This is a chance where this is the like learning together, and it's a lot better than a lot of courses, right? This is the way you do group work in this class, and it's a lot nicer than most classes. So please make sure you're giving feedback. You're telling people things they did well, and then giving suggestions on how they should improve. Everyone should get at least one draw over too, right? Because everybody has to do at least one of them. So please make sure everybody's getting that help, and you're taking time to do that. You don't participate if you just go on and look at it. You need to go on and give some feedback. Maybe respond to some questions that people asked you, or ask them questions in response to the feedback they give you, and do that each of the 3 days. Okay, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Okay. Let's see. So when you guys are working on your icons, a couple things I want to recommend is, first, make sure you're focusing on your audience and your message for this. I really know that. I had a student who was asking me questions about that. So I'll just quickly give you a couple tips. Remember, what are icons? They're not logos, right? This isn't to identify a brand, but they're symbols that represent ideas or concepts or objects that are used in all kinds of things. I mean, apps use them, like emoji, right? Those are types of icons. In books, sometimes they'll have like little icons that represent maybe each chapter or different concepts or principles. Like we were talking about the idea of a cookbook. Maybe you'd have icons that represent like the different ingredients or something, or the different tools that might be used, right? Like a blender, you need a blender for this, or you need an oven. So there might be icons for something like that. Maybe it's a book on hiking and camping, right? One of the examples, and make sure you guys aren't copying any of the examples, but one of the example was like camping outdoor stuff. So maybe it's a book on the outdoors, and so they have those little icons, or maybe it's a website and you have those that kind of represent like the tags or the different categories. There's all kinds of things you can use icons for. So take some time to really figure out what they are for. That's kind of your message, like this is for this kind of book and stuff. And then make sure you know who your audience is. Because there's a difference. Be specific when you're doing your audience. Don't just be like, well, they're for adults. No, what kind of adults, right? Because that would help. Because, I mean, you might have a style that looks more kind of clean and minimalistic, right? Something that maybe like hipsters or other kind of younger kids would be into, whereas millennials specifically. Whereas maybe if it's more illustrative, it might be something that maybe people who are a little bit older would be more interested in, or if it's really cutesy and stuff, it might be for little kids. Really think about that stuff. Okay. Also, simplicity. You gotta keep these really simplistic because they're gonna be small. Okay. Icons are always gonna be pretty small. You're not gonna have giant icons. They're gonna be small. So make sure that they're very simplistic so that the design reads well. Then when you're submitting it, when you're getting your blog put together, read through those blog requirements thoroughly and go through all of them and follow them. Okay. Make sure you're following each of those blog requirements really well, because that was one of the things that I had to take some points off of, and it's worth 5 points, right? So I had to take a couple points off of a lot of people because they just didn't follow through and make sure they had everything. Like one of the things it says when it talks about photos, this is from the magazine project. You probably won't deal with photos for this one, but for photos, whenever you post photos that you use, whether your own, ones that you buy, or ones that are in the public domain, they're supposed to be at the bottom of the post. If you'll read it, it says bottom of the post with the attribution there. So that's something just a lot of people missed when they were doing it. So make sure you follow those. That's part of that. Is if you're going to job working this kind of stuff, or any career usually, following instructions is key to succeeding. And so that's why that's an important thing. So I hope this gives you guys some good tips for this week. I'm really excited. These are really fun. I hope you guys are having fun with Illustrator. Just make sure you're keeping them simple. Shapes can be a really good tool. Or if you're going to use lines, keep them really thick, right, and really simple so they can read well from, when they're small, stuff like that. And please send me your drafts so I can give you individual feedback. Okay, guys, good luck this week.